What's going on, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you all for those of you that are showing up. Doing this quite a lot lately. But having a lot of fun because it's been if you've been following the live streams, I've been learning quite a bit, and you guys get to kind of see what my learning process is like. And I've also heard that some of you like to just code while other developers are coding. So that's cool. All right, so today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to attempt to get Firebase into a Flutter project once again. Now, last time I tried to do this, didn't work out so well. I was also tired, and I just didn't have the will to keep going and figure it out. So I found something that was put out by Google. It's called codelabs.developers.google.com, and essentially it's just showing you step by step how to implement Firebase into a Flutter project. So I'm going to follow those instructions, try to get Firebase into my Flutter app, a new Flutter app, and then see what happens. So let's go ahead and jump over to the coding part. All right, here we go. So this is what I'm working with. And I just Googled this and I found out that this is here. I haven't even made the Flutter project yet. So actually, let's just do that in the terminal because I hate when I'm in Visual Studio and then I don't even get to open up the project because I have to open up a new window. It's kind of weird. So what we'll do is we'll change directory over to the desktop, KL Learning. That's where I learn you. And what we're going to do is we are going to, create a new Flutter app, hold on, okay, so they're telling me step by step how to do everything, even though I know some of these steps, which is pretty good. All right, so what we want to do is we want to do Flutter create, and I'm actually going to start doing tutorials this Friday on Flutter, so that's pretty cool. Flutter create, and then we'll just call this storing fire. Storing fire. All right, so let's do this. What is this? iOS toolchain. It's partially installed. What? I don't like that. Shouldn't be a problem, but I just don't like it. Should be fine though. No, let's just get rid of it. I don't want to have a problem, doctor. Yeah, let's just let's figure. Oh, what? Oh. Okay. All right, so we're going to change directory into that store and fire. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this up with Visual Studio Code. This is actually my favorite IDE. Yeah, it is my favorite IDE, but one problem with Visual Studio Code is that it's so hard to make a theme. To make your own theme, you have to go through all these weird steps and like do all kinds of coding just to make a theme. And that alone is kind of ridiculous. Don't like that. All right. Let's just, that's a little bit too big for me. All right, then that's what she said. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of, oh, you know what? I want to try this thing out where I saw that you can do find and replace, where it's like this, like that, and then what we do is replace it like this, or with that. Let me see. Replace all. Look at that. All right, let's do that again. We're going to replace it with nothing. And then, isn't that pretty cool? You get rid of all your comments like that. And then what you do is you do Control I. I always forget. It's Command I. Or no, that's that's on Xcode. It's Control F to format. How the hell do you format? Nope. No. Hold on. I want to learn this. I really want to learn this. How do you format in Visual Studio Code? If you know, let me know. Format document. That's Command Shift F. No, it's not Command Shift F. Is it Control Shift F? It's Option Shift F. Dang it. What am I doing? Option Shift F, right? Oh, there it goes. So what's Option on this keyboard? It's Alt, I think. Control, Command. Yeah, that's what I pressed. All right, whatever. It worked. That's pretty cool. Let's get rid of that. And what we can do... Oh, also I'm going to be making a package for Dart, which is pretty exciting. I'm not going to say what it is because I kind of want to be the first one to do it, just so I could be like, oh, I made this and be all happy for myself. Even though I just made a video for you guys telling you not to use packages. Now, there's a lot of people that just did not understand the point that I was trying to make. And that's fine. But using packages is fine. It's just that you shouldn't be relying on packages as a developer. It's just not, it's not a good look. And you potentially have an opportunity to make yourself a better developer. And I still stand behind what I said, where I said that if you don't, like if you are relying on packages, that you're actually a worse developer. Well, guess what? Worse is in comparison to something. So yeah, you're worse than the person that implemented that package, that package or that dependency that you're working on. You're a worse developer than they are. That's a fact. Somebody implemented a package that's being used by thousands. You're probably a worse developer than they are. And you could be the second best developer in the world. You're still worse than the first best developer in the world, right? People took it all. I prefaced that video very well. That's all I'm going to say. I said, you're not going to like it. And I went to go get them a bottle. And I just wanted to start responding to people with a bottle. Give them the milk. Give them the milk. People did not like that. It's cool though. All right. So, Flutter project up and running. So now I'm going to go through this. And I already kind of started looking through it a little bit, and it's just asking what have I done before. I said built apps for iOS only. I've done stuff with Android, but I'm not that familiar with it. Set up your Flutter environment. You're gonna need that, and that physical device, or the simulator. Got that. Next, create a new Flutter app. Did that. Make sure your app isn't running in the emulator or device. Wait. Let's see if your IDE or editor, open the pub spec, add the dependency Cloud Firestore. So what we're going to do is we're going to add Cloud Firestore, just like they did right here. Yeah, you can get the current version of Cloud Firestore plugin from pub. Let's just, okay. So we want to get the current version, right? That's always the best thing to be doing. And we're going to go over to that YAML file. How do you close this? Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I don't like all these other things. They're kind of confusing to me. Okay, so we need to go over to the YAML file, and it's telling us for our dependencies what we want to do. And you know what? I just feel like trying to do that thing again. So I'm going to do Command F. I'm going to do everything that is a comment. And I'm going to replace that with nothing. Then I'm going to do Command All. I'm going to do Alt Shift F. Well, it's a YAML file, so of course there's not. Okay, so that makes sense. Anyways, next what we want to do is we want to make sure that in the dependencies, we're going to add this down here. That's not exactly how they said to do it. We need to add this colon right there. And what we want to do is we want to do this little up arrow. Make sure that we're doing it on the up and up. So it has to be greater than that. So that's fine. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and stop this. What we're going to do is we're going to save it. And it's going out there. It's grabbing stuff. Good. In your IDE or a command line with this current run Flutter. Okay, that's being done automatically for us, which is awesome, which is why I love Visual Studio Code. It just makes your life a little bit easier. If you get an error, do some other stuff. We didn't get an error, so what we're going to do is we're going to move forward, add the user interface. So using get started test drive page as a guide. Okay. Oh, that's it? We're already into doing stuff? Damn. Okay. All right, so then what it wants us to do is go get the Cloud Firestore. So if it's this easy, I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I couldn't figure it out. But I think I was tired that day, so what can you do? Damn, Thomas? Thomas Watland just coming in. Good morning from Norway. Coming in with the 20, I think it's Krugers? No. What is knock? Hold on. Because I forgot what it was called. Hold on. Of these currency. Let's see. What is it called? 20 crones. 20 crones. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Thomas. Hold on. I'm an American, so we're really bad at geography, especially in other countries. Norway. I don't know where Norway is. Oh, you're part of Britain. Great Britain. Okay. Dang. Okay. Okay. Is it really that time over there? It shouldn't be that time over there. Good morning from Norway. Norway time. Kroners. Dang, man, you're up early. You're up early. Thomas, what you doing, man? Why you up so early? I used to get up that early, but then I got a little baby in the house, and she was like, no, you don't get to sleep. And now me and my wife are dying every night and every morning. Good stuff. Kroner. Thank you, Thomas. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Really appreciate it, especially because you've donated multiple times now. Like, I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. It's close to 6 a.m. Yeah, I saw 5:41, 5:42 now. Whew, that's early for me. I can't get up that early anymore. Well, I have to get up that early tomorrow, but it's still pretty early. Okay, using your IDE, do this and then delete all the code. Okay, you're just gonna tell me to just dump a bunch of poop up in here. Okay, so you want me to make a dummy snapshot, and what you're gonna try to do is have me send that dummy up, right? Well, let's create the Firebase project. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable. Well, you guys are telling me to do it this way. I'm gonna just get this part started because I know I need to go. Oh, hold on. See, it's kind of weird that they would tell me to do that. All right, so let's take a look at what they want. So this is just setting up the title. This is creating the state that we're going to be using, which is this class right here. We have a scaffold appart build body. Oh, you know what? I'm liking how they keep it concise. Look at this, guys. This is nice. Ooh, I'm following this pattern. Look at how, okay, so real quick, guys, I want you to take a look at this. I want to make sure you guys can see it. Look at how they're doing these functions to build stuff out. It makes it a little bit cleaner. It does some of the abstractions, you know. I do like that. I do like that. Build list item. Huh. And I'm not sure if I would want to abstract this. I abstracted it before. I turned it into like a user list tile or something like that. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So what they want us to do is essentially create some dummy data and then put it into a list view. If I'm seeing that correctly, container, what is this? Build a list item, build list. Yeah. So this is, wait a minute. You guys aren't even using list views? That's just nasty. You're wrong for that one. Oh, you know why? Because look at what they're trying to build. It's because they're trying to build this thing that is going to be an increment counter. Also, you need the async library. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. You are absolutely right. They didn't even include that. I think, oh, maybe we no, there should be green too, because they wouldn't be using it at this point, right? But yeah, you're absolutely right. We would need the async because we're going to be obviously working with async. You know, that's the sexier way to write some Dart code. Dart's pretty freaking ugly, guys. I'm not going to lie. Dart is kind of ugly. But async is, you know, pretty damn sexy. So let's go ahead and listen to Ryan real quick. Let's import that async library so we don't forget, because, you know, he chimed in for a reason, because he knows that I'm a forgetful little guy. And what we want to do is, you know, I still want to keep this floating action button. And let's try to copy some of their styling, you know, because I kind of like their styling. I like it that they're keeping it clean, you know. So what I'm going to say is widget. And we're going to say build floating, build action button. Because I think it's kind of obvious that it's going to be floating. And let's see. What we'll do is we'll just return this. And we'll say return this. Well, not this, but return the thing that we're inserting right there. And then we'll just use this. Now, so I know that this is doing the same thing, but I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like that. Build action button. Kind of like that. It's kind of cleaning it up a little bit. Here for moral support, but I'm pretty sure for this part of the code lab, they just wanted to make sure we have arbitrary data that we can change later. Yeah, I think so too, because I watched a video and they were like, oh, we're gonna do something where we're gonna take votes or something like that. So they're doing, in the video they were doing, we're gonna take votes for like a band name, and right here they're doing it for baby names. So I think that's what they're trying to do. I think you're right on that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and create some users. I'm gonna, you know, I don't know how clean I want this. Whatever. Let's try to make it a little bit cleaner. I'm gonna create a user class, and we're going to just have this be a class, and it's going to be called user, and it's going to have, let's just do name and age, keep it the basic stuff, right? So final name, which is going to be a string like that, and then an age, which is going to be a int. And then we need to make sure that we have our constructor. And then we also, I don't know if we're going to actually need the from JSON. And here you can see that they're creating the from map or from JSON, as some people will do. They'll name it. I'm not sure if we need that just yet. So let's just wait on that piece right there. So we'll just say user, and then we'll say this dot name and this dot age. So that's going to create our user, and let's get this user in here. So we could be like, we want to use it. We want to use it. So Thomas and Ryan, since you guys are like some of my home peeps, y'all my peeps now, because y'all came in a couple times already. What is like the best time? Like, is now a better time for me to be streaming, or is like streaming in like 2 hours from now better? Let me know on that. And then up here, where did they put the records? Did they put it in the actual thing? It should be in the state, right? Oh, so it's coming from, it's just a global users just hanging out, I guess. We'll put it right here. And this is going to be a list of users. Oh, hold on. Did they make it a snapshot, or? Oh, they're just saying, okay. Well then, couldn't it be a constant? I think this one could be a constant. Users. And this could equal user name Kyle, age 27. Yeah, I'm 27. And then user name, this is gonna be Adri, and she is 34. And then user and we'll just do Andy, age 13, and then user Zeze, age 2. Yep, he's 2 now. And then user Maya, and she's age 0. She's not even 1 yet. And we'll just drop that semicolon right there. All right, so it's giving me this. I guess you can't. I don't know why. I have to look into the differences between final and const. I figured, well, oh, because you know why? Because it's a class. That's why it's not a struct. If Dart had structs, then that would probably work. But since it doesn't have structs, I don't think it can work like that. And that's how you want to format my users. So that's okay. So now what we want to do is they're creating a list view, right? So now let's go ahead and build a list tile. Let's see, we have the build action button. We also need a widget, build list tile, build user tile, like that. And we're going to be taking in a user like that. And what we need to do is we need to return a list tile. And this list tile has, let's just do, let's just do a title and then a trailing. Or does it have a subtitle? I think it has a subtitle, right? Title and subtitle. All right. So we're going to do title. It's going to be a text widget, and that's going to be our user dot name. And then we're going to have a subtitle, and that's also going to be a text widget. And that's going to be our, we're going to do something like, we'll do like age, and then user dot age, like that, and then semicolon. All right, so then we have our list tile, and I think that I want to put the list tile above, because technically if you were going to read it from top to bottom, if you guys were going to write this, right, because we need to build a tile and then we need to build a list view, would you put the build list view function above the build user tile, or would you put the user tile above the build the list view, how I'm about to do it right now? It kind of makes sense both ways. It just depends on which way you want to look at it. What would you guys do? So I'm going to put it underneath, because I think like, oh, if I was going to be calling a function, it should be above it. It would need to be declared before I use it, you know? That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. So build list view. And I don't know if we need to take anything in other than maybe a context. Build context. I think that's the only thing that we would need to put in. Let me see. Oh, we got a couple of people in here. Okay, so you could do the dot from map right now. Okay, I'll do that right now, Ryan. Okay, let me just get through the rest of these comments real quick. All right, Leonardo says, "Hey Kilo," or "Hi Kilo. Thank you for the explanation." Yeah, no problem. Always a pleasure. I'm learning, so why not pass on my learning to you? I just randomly pop in time to time. I'm in your time zone. Oh, okay. Damn. So you stay on here pretty late then. That's awesome, Ren. Thomas says, "This time is better for me. I like getting up early before going to work." Oh, okay. Got it. This time is a little bit better for me too, so that I don't have to go to bed super late. If you guys, well, I don't think you guys were here yesterday, but I decided that I think I'm gonna, or I haven't made a full commitment, but I'm thinking that Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be a guaranteed live stream, and it's probably I'm thinking around keeping it around the 8 o'clock times like around this time. Essentially, it's 8. It's almost 9 p.m. for me, so I'd be starting an hour before right now on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's what I'm thinking about. You can use Control plus space to see arguments for that class. Oh, okay. Control plus space. Hold on. Oh, what is... Oh, I think that's something different. I might not... Oh, okay. Hold on. I have that like keyed into something else. Hey, Kilo. I was wondering, since you'll be talking at Hacking with Swift, are you coming to Swift Island too? It's from July 2nd to July 4th in the Netherlands. Really cool comp. I didn't even know about that. Shiro, I can't do that type of thing. I can't do that type of thing because I'm not paying for my trip to go to Hacking with Swift live. It's actually being paid for me. I hope that's okay to say. Yeah, but they're having me fly out there. I actually can't really afford to go out there by myself. I could barely afford to get my passport because I never had a need to have a passport. I'd never gone out of the country, never really saw myself going out of the country for like another couple of years. So my passport cost like $200. I don't have $200 to just be spending on stuff like randomly, but this was like a once in a lifetime event for me, and it was really really special to me. And then also on top of that, it's like for an amazing cause. Like I have like a really soft spot in my heart for like women's rights and women related movements. So and I don't really know why, I just really like it. Like when like example, during Avengers Endgame, when all the girls were like teaming up in that one scene, that was like one of my favorite parts. I was like, oh my god, that was like awesome. So like this is a really special opportunity for me, and Paul made that an opportunity, and I thank him a lot for it. You're doing good, man. That way, you're good doing that way. List tile, meant. I think you're saying do it this way. I think you're talking about. All right, let's keep building. So what we want to do is we want to return a list view builder, right? I would be down for that, but I'm gonna be in a whole new country all by myself. I have no idea what to expect. I've never been out of the country like this before. So the last thing that's gonna be on my mind is like, oh, I should be live streaming right now. But yeah, man, I think he might do some. I think he might have it recorded and then played back later. So let's see, item count, right? Item count is going to be our users.length, and then we need an item builder like that, and that's going to take in that's going to be passing a context and an index. So now that I think yeah, we actually don't need this. Pretty sure we don't need that. All right, so then actually, since we're doing it this way, and I don't think we need, let's see, how do we do this? Okay, so I don't think we need this. We just say this, and then we do build list tile, and then we pass in our users index like that. I think that's gonna work. That's a little bit sexier, guys. Look at that. That's a little bit sexier. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? For good measure, to make it look super duper sexy, we're using I. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. All right, so then what we can do is we can just create a list view. So we'll just say build list view like that. And I think that might work. Ryan says, right. Shiro says, all right, great. We're pretty much in the same situation financially. So I'm really happy you get to fly over there. You deserve it, bro. Thanks, man. I really like. Okay, so my plan is to start going out to do like it's an honor for me to talk, and I'm hoping that after this talk, like I hope that I do a really good job and try. Hold on. Unused import. Okay. That shouldn't stop me from shouldn't stop it from working, but that should be fine. Hold on. So going back to what I was saying, yeah, I kind of want this to be the opening for me to start talking at different conferences. I think I could provide a lot of value, and I think I could do it like in a more entertaining way. Like I'm gonna actually try to go up there and try to make some people laugh, even though that's not the goal. But I want people to have a good time. I'm gonna try to be a little bit different, and because that's like I just feel like I could provide value and I can teach somebody something, but I can also like make sure that you have like a good time while we're doing it, so that's kind of what that's kind of how I feel. But yeah, okay, pod repo update. My Cocoa Pods might be out. I don't remember the last time I updated my repo actually. I mean not my repo, but my Cocoa Pods. But yeah, I'm hoping that I could talk. I always get like jealous, not like jealous like, oh, I hate you, but like oh, like that's cool that so like you see some of these people keep reoccurring at some of these talks, and it looks like it'd be a fun time, and then you get to go meet all these other developers that like are interested in the same, like it just looks like I would finally be surrounded by a bunch of people that care about the same thing that I care about, and that's like a very rare thing for me. And like if somebody actually wanted to talk to me because of something that I said that helped them get a little bit further, that makes a difference in my life. Because it's like I get some people that will say like, oh, you helped me so much, you helped me get a job, or this is great, this helped me at work. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, like I'm happy for them, but it's like since it's through the computer, I don't really feel like a strong connection with that type of thing. Like I don't feel a strong connection with that person, and I don't really get to I don't get to really just like feel the amount of help that I might have been able to provide for them. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like if it was in person, it would be like, I think it would really be an eye opener that, hey, like, I am helping some people, because that's kind of what I'm going for. That is everything that I'm going for. I'm thinking like, how can I give back the most that I can? How can I change lives for the better? And I'll say like some of these things, like some of the videos that I've been putting out, where like I'm saying these topics, like, or I'm saying these things in my videos where it's like very controversial statements. Like people are coming at me like saying, oh, blah, 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 like you're wrong, or blah, 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 like, oh, what about this? And like I don't think people understand that my main goal is to make sure that everybody goes to the next level, becomes a better developer, and changes their life for the better. Like everything that I say, even if it's like something that you don't agree with, the whole entire reason why I'm saying it is because I think what I say, and when I say it a specific way, it will help people, it will help the majority much more than the minority that disagrees, and they have their own reasons to disagree with me. So I just want everybody to be able to experience what I experienced, where I turned my life around by learning how to code. And yeah, that is awesome. I'm trying to get my female family into tech. Too much testosterone in our field. Yeah, dude, like so like I didn't say this on Twitter, but there was a girl that Sean Allen interviewed on one of his podcasts, and I think her name was Kaya Thompson or something like that. And the only reason why I listened to that specific podcast was just because she was a black female. Like, I just wanted to hear the perspective. Like, I just wanted to support a female in this field. But I felt like if I would have said something like that on Twitter, it might have been like, I don't know. I felt like it could have been taken like in a wrong way. But I just wanted to just support her, a female in tech, you know, like not only just a female, but a woman of color in tech. Like that makes me it makes me happy just to see that, you know, we're getting through some of these issues and some of these problems with like segregation in our field. Sorry this is taking so long. At least we have something to talk about. But yeah. Yeah, big soft spot for women's rights. Not really sure why, other than it's like the right thing, but like not really sure where that desire came from. I think it's because my sister, she's a really strong woman, and I admire a lot about her for that. Let's see. Damn, this is taking a while, huh? At least it's building, storing fire. Oh, that could have been old. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I do well, then I might get a couple of other speaking opportunities. Like so, Shiro, you said what is it even called? Swift Island. Oh yeah, I did want to go to Swift Island. Like there's gonna be turtles or something like that. Yeah, that looked awesome, but it was also like a $600 admission ticket, and yeah, I can't afford that. I would love to speak at like honestly, I kind of don't want to speak at too many of these because I've never been to a conference before. The first time that I'll even be at a conference is going to be AltConf, which is in what, a week or two, in 2 weeks. That's going to be the first time I ever go to a conference. I don't even get to experience like this is going to be the first time that I get to experience a conference, and it's not even like I'm at the real thing. And then I kind of want to just like enjoy it. I want to consume conferences too and just see what that's like, so that I can kind of get a sense of what conferences are and what everybody's kind of expecting. But I did want to go to Swift Island. It's just like these conferences are freaking expensive, man. Firefest for devs. You get there and there's like nothing. Everybody's just sleeping in tents. Yeah, I hope not. Sleep with the turtles. What's going on, Vishnu? Hey Vishnu, you're also a regular in here. I had asked earlier. Um, I started this live stream about a little bit over an hour ago. Oh no, not even a little bit. It was like 45 minutes ago. I started this live stream about 45 minutes ago. Does this time work better for you, or if I were to live stream 2 hours from now, like so right now it's 9 o'clock. If I were to start a live stream like around 11, would that work better for you? I'm just curious. But some people are saying that, you know, this time frame is working pretty well. You should tag along with me at Scale in Pasadena. See, this is the thing. Like, I don't even know what some of these are. Like, what is that? What's Scale? My dad works in Pasadena. I was just out in Pasadena at a meetup the other day. What's Scale? You tell me what that is, and if it's not a ridiculous price, and if it's free, I'll probably go. If I could, you know, fit it into my schedule. You know, it's a little bit harder when you have little babies and a wife that doesn't ever get to get away from the little babies. What the hell is going on? Why is it taking so long? A Linux Expo. Oh, okay. Um, Only reason why I'd be kind of like a little bit scared of going to a Linux Expo is I feel like my shit would get hacked. That's the only reason why I'd be kind of scared. You know, because when they do, what is it called? Black Hat? Is it Black Hat in Vegas? Whenever like crazy, like they have to have extra like cybersecurity or something like that. Here, I'll go to the full head. Because I don't know. This is just taking a while. I'll switch it back when it's done. But yeah, I think it's called Black Hat, a conference out in Vegas, and what happens is it's just like all these hackers. I don't know if they consider themselves hackers or penetration testers or cybersecurity people, but anyways, it's like it's a bunch of hackers, and they get together out in Vegas, um, and what happens is like because everybody's like like all the conferences are centered around cybersecurity, and it's just a bunch of hackers, like they're testing stuff out, and you have all these people that like know all these different things, and what's happening is like things end up getting hacked, like people are getting hacked, like the casinos are getting hacked. It's crazy. Hold on, let me switch it back to the coding view because this thing did finish and I got an error. Not sure what that is, which is fine. I don't know if I did it when this was saved, but let's go ahead and try to run this one more time. It should be much faster. I think that first one was just building, but yeah. I might go out to scale. When is it? Tell me, give me a little bit of the information, Ryan, and I'll definitely take a look at it, see if it's something that I could fit in. Kilo, I'm from India. If you say the time, I'll wake up to watch. Nah, man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm thinking of, hold on. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, so like I'm thinking starting it around 8 a.m. your time, or maybe your time. I don't know how many, what specific time zone that you're in, but around 8 a.m. your time, like around that time. I'm thinking about doing it around that time. Um, yeah, I think it's like $60. $60 isn't too bad. I might be able to swing that. Uh, there's where I met the people from Google and got to help with their accessibility documentation. And that Vegas one is called DEF CON. Oh, okay. I thought it was called Black Hat or something like that. Yeah, that one's awesome. That's pretty cool though. Did you write the code for Firebase that's iOS specific? No, it hasn't really told me to do that. So right now I'm just following. I don't know why it's doing this. This is ridiculous. If it takes this long to build every time, that's kind of unacceptable. Like even with hot reload. Look at so look at because I'm not really doing anything special, right? It's telling me to import this. I'm not even importing that, and they're not doing anything that's Firestore specific. Let's see, build list. I did that. Snapshot to map. Did that. Or snapshot.map. To list. Actually, did I make the user correctly? Yeah, because I don't even need to make the user. It's just it's there. Let's see. That's kind of weird, honestly. Build list, dummy snapshot. Yeah, they're doing the same exact thing that I would do. You don't really need the context because you're not doing anything with the context. Build list item, right? Build list item, they're not doing anything with the context that I can see. There shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem. Look at, see, this is unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. App with name fire at, yeah, I know, but you're not supposed to be going out to the whatchamacallit already. Like okay. This is why I knew I should have done that. All right, let's just go ahead and create the thing. And we're going to call this, what was it called? What was it called? Store and Fire? Store and Fire. Store and Fire. Store and Fire. Yoga flame. Okay. That's where did you write? No. So the config Firebase app and put in the plist. Yeah, but they didn't say that. You know, that's the only thing is like I kind of knew some of these things that needed to happen, but see the thing is that we're not doing anything specific with Firestore yet, so it shouldn't be a problem, but apparently it is. So it is what it is. Test mode. See, because I already know how to do all this. This is just the UI going to the next part, and that's when you set up the... Yeah, exactly. It's just the UI. We're not even using anything with Firestore yet. There should be no reason why it's crashing. We just import it. Just because you import a dependency, you shouldn't have to automatically set it up. That doesn't make sense to me in my personal opinion. You're not calling it, but your app is expecting it, I believe. Yeah, apparently you're right, because it's kind of weird. Also, scale is in later March. Oh, so that's next year. I'll figure that out. Yeah, I'm down to go with you. Do I need to buy tickets like right now? Does it like get sold out like that? You're just gonna tell me that it's not there. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to go through is it the docs? I think it's, hold on. Let's see, we need to do the iOS implementation. Let's go get our stuff, shall we? And here is where we're going to do, actually, I think it's actually an Android. Down here. The name, is it settings? I forgot where it was. It will actually give you the proper naming convention for it. I just gotta find out where they put it. It's in one of these. Hold on, let me just expand this a little bit right now. Let's see. See, the problem is that I knew a little bit of Android, but I never understood like all the different types of files. So now browsing through this project, I don't really understand what I'm looking at on everything. So that's a little bit of a problem. So then it must be under the app. And let's see. So this is the application ID. We're going to change this to Kilo Loco. And what we'll do is we're going to take that. And what we also want to do is head back over to iOS. Oh, hold on. Let me just see where I was at first. This is in the build.gradle of the app. So build.gradle of the app. So keep that in mind. All right. So then over here in iOS, we want to go to runner. The info.plist, and let's see if they actually include it here or if it's some type of dynamic property. CF bundle executable, product bundle identifier. I think it's this. So I'm gonna paste this here. They also don't have the display identifier, so I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's save this. And let's also save this, but let's open it up in Xcode because I need to make sure that I'm putting it in the right spot. I don't have everything exactly memorized. I'm pretty sure that's the correct key though. And what I want to do is I just want to make sure that it's in there properly. So let's see if it's in our recent KL learning, store in Fire, and we'll open this up. App level build.gradle. Yeah, you were absolutely right. Thanks, Ryan. No, I don't think tickets are up right now. It may show up January. Okay, yeah, sounds good. You could look at the runner workspace and that's what I'm about to do right now. I just kind of want to get used to navigating the file system in Visual Studio. And since, I'm an iOS developer, I'm not used to navigating like a info.plist in, XML format. I'm used to just looking at like this project right here, and then I get to see everything. So yeah, I did. Oh, actually, see, that was bad. I left the whatchamacallit. You know what I mean? All right, so then let's change this to Kyle Lee. And that should work. And then we also have to do application specific stuff. iOS bundle. Oh, I guess. Hold on. Let's make sure that this is spelled right too. No nickname, register the app, console, make the project, yup. Platform specific, yup. Going through that now. And what are you telling me? Bundle identifier. Okay, get the info.plist and drop it in there. So let's continue through this process. Download it. Okay, and I like to put this in there next to the info.plist. Make sure we rename it like so. Next. Okay. Now this is the part I think I messed up, or I wasn't sure. But go back, click next, and skip the remaining steps to go back to Firebase console. You're done configuring your app for iOS. Okay, so we don't need to do the pod. We don't need to do the pod, is what it's saying. All right. And I don't think we need to do this either, which would make sense. So now it's saying that we're done configuring for iOS. So if that's the truth, which I would be surprised if it is. Okay, hold on. Let's make sure that this is going to be the correct info.plist. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay, let's go back over here. Hold on. And hold on. Not sure. Let's just hope that this is correct. All right, so I'm going to close this. We're going to hope that everything's working. I'm going to just cross some fingers, baby. And we're going to open our recent, store in that fire. Let's head back over. We don't want this. We don't want that either. So we can hit some F5. We can build that. Okay. So now it's going to take 1,000,000 years to run. and we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. Pod is handled by Flutter build scripts. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think I did that last time, and that kind of like I think broke things actually. So I don't think I was supposed to do that, and that probably caused the problem for the most part. How many other conferences have you been to? Are there any, like, have you been to any Swift conferences, or is like is Scale the only one that you've been to? Here we go. Let's see. Okay, that might be this problem. I hate this problem. Let's run this again. Let's see if that helps. All right. Oh, you didn't initialize the project in Swift mode. You can delete the iOS folder. Oh, I was actually wondering about that. Flutter create -I Swift. See, I was actually looking for that. So that's a great tip. So I'm actually going to, I was looking for how you did that, because I was like, why is it always doing it in Objective-C? Create project in Swift. I'm going to make a little note about that. How would you do that if you were going to do it in Kotlin? That was the other thing. What if I wanted to do it in Kotlin? Would I do -A and then put Kotlin? Only really been to Scale. I've crashed multiple launch parties around LA. You crashed multiple launch parties? Damn, man. That's awesome. Party man. Ooh, look at that. It's working. Cool. All right. So we got that in there. So that's working. That's pretty good. So let me just create a note on what we had to do here. So what we had to do, because I'm probably going to forget some of these steps. So first, what it had us do was latest version of Firestore. And then we'll put don't need core Firebase core. So if you're familiar with doing it on iOS, you need to download core and Firestore. I don't think I've actually tried to just do Firestore, but that's what I usually do. I usually do them both. So you just get the latest version of Firestore, right? And put it in the YAML, right? And then from there, what we want to do is we want to create our Firebase. No. We need to change the app ID / bundle ID. Then what we need to do is create the Firebase project. And I think that's pretty much it. It's pretty much all we did. Right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we did. So 3 steps. It's really just 3 steps. It's just like they don't lay it out properly for you to figure it out. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I just want to make sure that it can still build with these even though we're not using them. It should still be able to build. It shouldn't be a problem. So it looks like we got a proper build. So that's looking pretty good. And it also got the confirm. So that's really good. I like that a lot. All right. So let's go back to the tutorial and let's see, Firebase or platform specific Firebase configurations. Wait, didn't we just do this? Okay, let me just make sure we're not. This is Android. Android makes you do a lot of extra steps. Kind of sucks. Create a database. That's done. Add collection. We shouldn't need to add a collection. It should be able to create it on its own. So yeah. I don't need any info on how to do stuff in Firebase. I need the stuff with Flutter. So our app is now connected to Cloud Firestore. Awesome. It's time to fetch our collection and use it instead of the dummy snapshot. Well, I'm actually going to do it in the reverse, where we should be able to create a post. We should be able to post something. You know what? Let's just go ahead and add one piece of data so that since it's making us go through this, we'll do the read first, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to delete all the data after this, and then, we'll try it again. So we'll do users collection, and then we're going to do auto ID name is going to be Kilo, and then we're going to also do age, and that's going to be is good enough for me. Let's see what you want. Show me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll show you what I want, what I really, really want. Show me what you want. I wanna really, really say, if you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Okay, let me read this because this is actually pretty important. From Dart, you get the reference to Cloud Firestore by calling firestore.instance. Okay, that's still the same. Specifically for our collection of baby names, call Firestore instance collection baby.snapshot to return a stream of snapshots. So this is technically the same in regards to having a collection and then by name. But this snapshot, since we work with streams and in Dart and it's more reactive programming, we can just do this and this will automatically return that stream. So what I usually like to do is I like to get this as like a global variable or an instance variable. So what we'll do is we're going to go down to my page state, and this should be fine with being a final. So final, and we'll say users collection or users reference is equal to firestore dot instance. Maybe it's initialized instance. What am I doing wrong? Firestore dot instance. It's there. Okay, let's try it. Let's just instance dot collection, and we're going to call this users. So that's what I usually like to do. And now what you're going to tell me to do is work with a stream builder. Build stream. So we'll just do build stream. And this is going to take in the list view. So we should be able to say widget. build users stream. Not sure what's going to be taken in there quite yet. We need a stream builder. It's going to take a type query snapshot. It's going to pass that in. And okay. I kind of like to wrap this in curly braces though. So let's do return stream builder. And this is going to be of type what? Query snapshot. Query snapshot like that. And then we have a stream and we have a builder. So we have a stream, which is going to be our users. Oh, did I not make it private? It should definitely be private. Don't want to access that users reference. Okay, so make that private. Users reference, right? Dot snapshots, right? And then we have a builder which takes in a context, and it takes in a snapshot. Okay. So we have a builder, which takes in a context, which we're not going to be using, and a snapshot, right? I'll do that. And the builder is supposed to return the build list view if it has. Okay, so what we're going to do is if snapshot dot has data, oh, still used to Swift. If snapshot has data, then we'll do this. Else we're going to say return circular progress indicator like that. So that works. No, that's actually if it doesn't have it. So let's just copy that and put it right here. And then if it does, then what we want to do is we want to build a snapshot. But with my list view, hold on. Let me see, build list. So it's expecting to get the user in here. It's not going to just be pulling it out of nowhere. So we're going to have to modify this. You know, what I'm going to say is we should be passing this one user specific. Right? Do we want to pass it an array? Let's think. List, and we'll say, yeah, I'm going to say list user. We'll say users. That, and then we're going to get rid of this right here. And that should allow us to get the users, and then yeah, this will actually allow it to keep working. So what we need to do is we need to create a user from this snapshot. So assuming that the snapshot is coming back like normal JSON, let's see, from snapshot. Let me see, hold on. You know what? I think they already did the user interface. I think they already did the from snapshot. So okay, yeah, they did. So we have to do this. from map. Got it. So they're using this in conjunction with this. And I'm not really too sure about what happens if assert is false. Does it just return null? Because that would be bad. What would happen? Yeah, what would happen? Okay, so then let's create a from map. And a document reference. What? Reference. Where are you using this reference at? Reference. I don't see where they're using reference at, so I would be inclined to not include it. And also I don't like this weird this syntax should even have a reference to the actual document reference. That doesn't seem right to me, to have a reference to the actual reference. Like the model should be completely separated, in my personal opinion, and like it even goes to show that it's not even being used in here. So that's really kind of weird. So I'm just gonna do this from map and a from snapshot, which that would be a legitimate use case, I think. So let's just do that. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go back over to our user, and we're gonna add two constructors, two more constructors. So we're gonna have user, and then we want to say nothing with this. We want to take in a snapshot, right? Oh, we want to take in a map. Yeah, we want to take in a map. So map, and this is going to be of type string dynamic, and we're going to call it a map like that. Is it because it needs to have the names? Let me see. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? String dynamic. Oh, that's what it is. We didn't give it a name. So let's just do dot from map like so. And we can do this, and we can say return user. The name will be map name. The age will be map age semicolon. Must be doing something wrong. Let me see. That doesn't seem to work. User. That's interesting. So why are you complaining right now? Must be initialized. Try adding initializers. Okay. name is equal to map name. Age is equal to map age. A setter, because it's final, try adding it different on final. Okay, so that's what this is. That's why they're saying to do it like that. This is kind of weird. I don't like this syntax. Factory, if you wanted to return. Kendrick, thank you. I don't think that I want to create a new user. I want to create a user in general. But now that you say that factory, if you wanted to create something new, that actually helps. So thank you. That helps, but not in this specific case, because now I'm thinking like, oh, when I want to do a factory, it's because I want to create something new, which I'm technically creating something new already, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just, but that is helpful information. Thank you. That's weird. I feel like this syntax is kind of weird to me, that it's not in curly braces, but it is what it is, right? I'm going to keep this up here. Don't know if that's really bad practice or not, but whatever. All right, so then what we need to do is we need to actually, let me think. We want to, yeah, we're going to want to do this. So import Firebase or Firestore, whatever, Cloud Firestore, like that. And we want to create a user from document. What did they call it? From snapshot. Okay, we'll use their same naming conventions because it is what we're calling it. Oh, there's a snapshot. And then what we want to do is we want to take in what type? A document snapshot. Document snapshot, and have it called a snapshot. And since this is the initializer, what we need to do, why are you indented like that, you filthy animal? What we need to do is we need to say this dot from map, right? No, that's not gonna work. Snapshot from map. Let me think. From snapshot, document snapshot, this dot from map. Doing kind of the same thing. From map. Snapshot dot data. That seemed to work. Not really sure why the autocomplete died on me, but it worked. Okay, so slightly confused on this. I really have to look into constructors a little bit more. I can tell that these are static constructors, kind of like the builder method from like a list view or any of these stream builders or whatever. But I just need to do a little bit more research. It's not completely clear. I'm seeing the pattern in this syntax, but I need to fully understand where factory comes in, because Kendrick said if I wanted to create a new one, then I would use a factory. But this is kind of creating a new one, but it's like, you know, if you're using a factory, then it essentially becomes like a static method, but that's like an initializer, and it's creating a new object, but it's not the same as an initializer. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird. But in a factory, since you're saying that you could create a new one, then you would essentially be able to use the same the same initializer. So I kind of understand that concept, but this is not 100% clear to me. It's about like 80 to 90% clear to me, which isn't too bad, but it's just it's just not 100%. That's all. So then from here, what we want to do is we want to say build list view, and we're going to pass in our snapshot like that. Oh no, we're actually not going to. Oh man, what did I just do? So okay, let me think about what I'm trying to do. Right here, I'm saying that I want to do a list of users. Let's see if we can do. Hold on, let's see something. Snapshot dot to snapshot dot data to list. Actually, that won't work because the snapshot itself is not going to be okay. Yeah. Okay, so this snapshot is not the same type of snapshot that I'm going to be getting back. It's going to be an array of snapshots. Okay. Let me think, because right now we should be getting back an array, right? So if we do an array, then how do we convert the array to snapshots? So there's a piece that I'm missing in here from map. This is if we were iterating through it. So this is if we had a individual snapshot. So this should be snapshot data index. That would be giving us a snapshot. So what we need to do is, if we wanted to, oh no, because it's not giving us an array, we would be getting the individual, because the builder, I think, is going to give us an individual, right? Let's think about that. Yeah, because we're getting back an array, but the snapshot itself is actually going to be okay. That okay, then that doesn't really work out either. I wonder. Let's see. What object should this be? So let's go back over to the stream builder and let's see what they're kind of trying to cast it as. All right, so we go to the stream builder, right? Get back snapshots. Okay, so you get back the snapshot.data.documents. Okay, so then the documents is essentially what we're passing to the build list. The build list is now going to take a snapshot, a list of documents snapshot. Got it. Okay. So in the list view, yeah, they want you to pass because this is where the iterating happens. So what we want to do is we want to do a document snapshot, a list of document snapshots, and then we'll call this snapshots, right? Or we'll call this documents because that's even more clear, documents, right? And then in the iterator, and we'll say documents, right? Documents. And then in the iterator, what we can do, let me think, is we can say user dot from snapshot and then say documents I. Don't like that. That's not as sexy as I would like it to be. Got a couple of randoms in there, but that actually should work. And then let's see. And we want to pass in the snapshot dot data dot documents like that. So now that we're passing that in, that should work. Build users stream instead of this. So build users stream. And if we save that, we can do a full refresh. Oh, it's already working. Look at that. Bam. Kilo. All right. So then let's see if it's real time or not. Damn, I told my wife I was going to be out here for like an hour. It's already almost 2. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, we want to add a new document, and this is going to be auto ID. Name is going to be Adri, and age is going to be 34. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you know why? Because yeah, that was my fault. Hold on. Jesus. Let's just go ahead and that was bad. Let's add a field, age, number 34. Damn, that's so fast, guys. Like I'm always like super surprised whenever I play with Firebase, because it's like bam, it's like instant. Like it should be impossible to be that fast. It should be impossible. It doesn't even make sense in my brain. That is impossible. It's so impossibly fast. Okay. All right, so we did the get, and that's working fine. And I'm kind of understanding the ideas behind this stuff. So now what we want to do is add interactivity. So what we want to do, change it to this on tap. Instead of just printing a record of the console, save the file. Let me see. Okay, I see what you're doing here. So the reference. Let me think about that. Does that make sense? How would we do this in iOS? I think that we would have an ID. Yeah, that's the part that gets a little bit more tricky. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit that's a little bit weird. Okay, so the reason why you want to do that is because the record's going to retain a reference, and then from there you can just do update data. How else would we do this? How else would we do this? How else would we do this? Because I don't like the idea of it holding a whole reference. That doesn't feel right. I see what they're doing, and it most certainly does make it easier, but is that the right thing to do? I mean, it is Google after all. Probably doing it right, a lot better than what I'm probably doing, right? But just feels wrong. Okay, so document reference. So you're going to pass in a reference. Oh, you know what? It's not the... Oh, okay. So that's what I was having trouble wrapping my head around. So I was confusing document reference, which is the ID, which is the name by auto ID or whatever. This, right? Ooh, cracking voice going through puberty again. Okay, so I was associating this with a snapshot itself, and I felt like it shouldn't hold a whole snapshot. Like that didn't make sense in my brain. But now that I'm seeing that, now that I'm seeing that it's actually, I think, does it make sense to call it a reference? I guess so. It's a little bit more sense than calling it an ID when it's called a document reference, right? So reference, right? And we'll just save that. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna should we stop this? I'm gonna stop it. Hopefully it doesn't take a million years to get started again. And the problem with this is that now you can have a null value if you were to create a user this way. So this is somewhat problematic, but in this example, it does seem to make sense. All right, and then over here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say this dot reference like that, and we're going to snapshot has a reference. So what we need to do is we need to say reference is of type snapshot, or is coming from the snapshot reference itself. So that I can get on board with, and then you don't have to include it down there because, yeah. Does anybody know what assert would do if it failed though? That's what I'm just. It would obviously be null, but what would happen? Like I just don't. I'll play with that a different day. But yeah. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're passing in our reference. No, because it's already being done. Awesome. The code that I wrote should just automatically work. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to run this again. And now that we have a reference to it, we could do some pretty interesting stuff in our build list tile. We can, does this have an on tap? It does have an on tap, perfect. So with our on tap, what do we want to, actually, no, hold on. This was not necessary for this specific tutorial, or well, this isn't a tutorial, I'm learning. But what we would want to do is we would want to create a user. Oh, see, that's the problem right there, is we would want to create a user from a snap. Yeah. Let's think about that, because I just took that away and now I actually realize that I need it. Okay. Let's do this. So we say user And you can create a user using this dot name, this dot age, this dot reference, and let's see if we can give it a default argument where we do document reference dot, or let's see, create document. Something gets back. Instance game add, let's see, reference doc reference doc reference set document reference. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's still there. So this will still work. This should be no problem. But what we want to do is we want to, for the action button, what we want to do is we want to create a dialog. Right? So where is our action button? Up here. Widget. And we'll call this build dialog. And this is actually going to, I don't know if we can build a dialog like this actually, because it needs to have state, does it not? Yeah, I think it needs to have state. We'll see what happens. Return dialog. Background, this elevation, duration, this shape, this child returns a dialog. And then what do we call it? Oh, child. I wonder what happens if we just put a text field in here. Well, let's put a, if this is gonna work, let's at least put a column. Or let's put a container. And we'll do width, and we'll do a media query of context dot size dot width minus what, 40, and then a height of, let's say, 200, a color of colors dot blue, or no, dot white. So let's see what happens when we build that dialog. So if we're going to do that, we're just gonna say build our dialog, build dialog. Let's see what happens when we run this again. It's always interesting to see what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Yep. Yep. Oh, is it going to take forever? Text that describes the action that will occur when the button is pressed. Long presses on the button. Ugh. That is real, like, some real next level Android right there. Wouldn't normally. Oh, see, we didn't even need async. That's surprising. It's probably handled by that since we're doing it that way. That's fine. I thought we would. I thought we would need async, but apparently it's handled by by the SDK, so it's no problem. Okay, it looks like we changed a little bit too much, so we're just going to go ahead and remove that build folder, and we're going to run it one more time. Let's see if we can get it to work. I hate when it does that. So that's probably like my biggest complaint about Flutter is that you constantly have to destroy the build folder in order to get it to work. Like, I feel like maybe that should be built in, like as soon as you stop it and you're starting up a new instance of the app, that it should just rebuild, like replace that build folder. I feel like that would be an easy fix. I don't know what the downsides are, but if you're going to have to do it anyways, it would just be better to just have a seamless experience for the developer as opposed to making them manually destroy the build folder. So that's a personal opinion right there. What can you do? But yeah, what we want to do, we want to add a couple in here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. All right, let's do a plus and let's see what happens. Nothing. So I haven't tried to build a dialogue like this before. Am I returning everything that needs to be returned? That's a good question to have. A dialogue, yeah, container. You know, I'm not sure if this would work. Well, apparently it doesn't. I don't get that issue. May want to report that. I think it's actual. I think it's a pretty well-known issue, Kendrick. But I want to ask you this: do you usually build your when you're using a simulator? If you do, when you're using a simulator, are you using a iOS simulator or are you using an Android simulator? Because I don't see this problem with Android. I don't see that problem when I use the Android simulator, or at least not as often to the point to where I could remember having that problem. Green maybe. It should be coming up. I guess not. Okay, so this isn't going to work. So what we'll do, I'll create a dialogue. I'll create a custom dialogue class that allows me to create stuff. So let's just go ahead and create a new file. And this is going to be add user dialogue .dart. And what we're going to do is we're going to have essentially a widget. You use both. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because I had like this has been a problem since I've had Flutter installed on my system, and I only installed it like last August. Um, use show dialog. Got it. Let's see. I thought I was doing that. Maybe I'm not. Build dialog and a child and a builder. Okay. Builder takes a context. And what we're going to do is we're going to do build dialog. Like so. What else am I missing? A child. We have the builder. We don't have the widget. Yeah, you're right. Just do the docs. Not sure how to get to the docs exactly. Excuse. From a closure. Oh, we do have to pass in a context, so that's what it's missing. Forgot about that. Context, like so. All right, that might work. There we go. Thank you, Kendrick. Appreciate that. Yeah, really do appreciate that. It's been a little bit since I created a dialogue from scratch. So let's go ahead and add to this. So we're going to do white. And I think this functionality already works. That's good. Okay, so then we have a child, and then we have what, like a column. We have like padding, edge, insets all. Let's just do 20. I think we could do constant on this. I think it might add performance, not really sure. Then we add our column, and then let's go ahead and do, how do we want to do this? Want it to be center? Do we want it to be in? Let's do another, let's do children. Or let's do, hold on, we'll do the spacing. So main axis alignment. So this is a column, right? And what we want is main axis alignment, space between, like so. I don't think I need to do cross axis alignment stretch, but it should be fine. So we'll say children, and then this is going to be another column, and we're just going to say children. And in this column, we're going to have two text fields. So we're going to have text field. And how do I have access to the hint at this level, or is that one of the other styles? Let me see. Hint. Nope. Label. Nope. That's input style. So style. Text. No, it's an input style. No. What kind of style is this? I forgot. A text style. Is that what I want? I think it's decoration, actually. Decoration. Input decoration. And we want the label text to be is this a string or a widget? It's a string. And that will be name. And we'll have another one for age. Do we get access to the keyboard type? Keyboard type. Keyboard. Hold on. Keyboard type. Text input type. That's what it is. Text input type. And we want text input type. Doesn't have a default constructor. Number. There we go. And this one's going to be age. So now in our column, so this is one child. The second child will be a button. So let's just create a flat button. And we're going to have on pressed. We will, we also need to change that. So we need a reference to those values. Let's see. Var name, or it will be string name. String I haven't tried this yet. Age. And let's just give these some default values. I feel that's a little bit safer. There we go. And let's see, where do we do the text input action? We do on change, I think. Let's see, or do we have to have like a delegate or the controller? Text input action. Yeah, I think we need to have the controller handle it. Input form, enable cursor, padding, behavior selection, on tap length, max length. All right, controller is what we're gonna need on both of these. Controller, text editing controller, and controller editable text field. Is that right? Nope, that's not what I want. Let's look that up. I don't know why. Oh, it has a property on change. I don't know why I didn't think of that on changed. Name. Oh, I don't even know if I could do this. I don't think I can. Name is equal to name. Interesting. You can do that. Pah! That's pretty interesting. Wonder if I can do this. Nope, don't like that. It's okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. On changed, and we're gonna just say age is going to be equal to age. We'll type inference. Let me do that. I guess not. So what we can do is we can do this. Will that work? I guess not. So we'll pass it in like that. And that should work, I would guess. You can, but you should use set state. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Set state. Let's do this in a new function because this is getting kind of funky and I'm not too 100% sure on all of these different things. Yes, so we should do name is equal to name, like that. Do we want to do it every time we want to change it though? Because this is actually pretty expensive. Should we do that? This is an interesting topic to also think about. So that's gonna have to be something I look into. I don't think that we want to be setting state every time this changes. Kendrick, do you have any advice on this? Because on changed, every time I tap, that means that something's going to change, and there's not gonna really. I feel like we don't need to rebuild every time that it changes. But then again, we might. I don't know. Or does it make more sense to only set the state when we press the button? So that's also something to consider. Set state like that. And then we'll say age is equal to age like that. It's not going to let us do that. So we'll say this, that. A value of type string can't be assigned to a value of type int. Oh, this is a value type. That's right. What we're gonna try to do. I think it might have two number. Does it have an initializer? How do we you can be, oh yeah, that's still old. Int.parse. Parse. Okay. We're not gonna be all safe with it, but yeah. Okay. You chose on change, but personally would use the controller way. Got it. So then does the controller have a on change? So final controller text input controller or text field controller input controller. What the hell are you called? Dang it. Hold on, on, get out of my way. Text editing controller. That's what it's called. Text editing controller. Name controller. No, wait, just ask the name controller dot text. So then we would have to have two controllers. We'd have to have a name controller and a name controller and a int controller or a h controller. I feel like that kind of sucks. Age controller, right? Text editing controller. So then I should be able to do this, right? Because we don't need to put anything in there. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Oh well, it is what it is. So you said that you would use controller, and I'm going to do name controller. More typing, but no need to set state on keeping track of that value. Thank you. I really do appreciate the help. So it just looks like a little bit messy, but if this is best practice, then I obviously want to do best practice. And then what you're saying is on pressed, what we'll do is we will have, and then we'll just give this a little, what is it, a title or a child? A child. Text widget, and we'll say just save. So the color is colors dot blue. I don't know. All right, so then what we have is final name is equal to name controller dot text. Final age is equal to age controller dot text. And then what we want to do is we want to save that. In a form, I think you only need one controller. Oh, so if I were to use oh, so that's what the difference is between a text form field is. Okay. Okay. Let me do it this way. Next time I'll do the text form field. Okay, I didn't realize that's what the difference was. I never really saw where the difference was. I was always using form fields anyways. I just used text field because I didn't think to use form field right now, but yeah, got it. So then we want to do final user is equal to user, and then we need to do name, age, and then we need to do reference, which we need to get our users reference dot child, or like, so by auto ID. Let's see. returns a document reference with an auto ID generated. Interesting. Returns a document reference. Returns a document reference with an auto generated ID after populating it with provided data. Interesting. Reference Flutter add. So I'm assuming that I would have to do it like that. Let's see what happens if I do this reference. Is that a reference? Well, first of all, let's fix the age. This should be int.parse. So now what we're trying to do is a collection reference. What would be a good practice for this? No, that part, but I'm looking at the reference part. I know that I should be doing the try parse right now, but it's only going to be me using it, so I just want to kind of get the posting done. Let's see. So when they create, so the problem is that they're referencing the same one, but they're not creating a new one. So that kind of bothers me. Oh, here we go. A transaction. I think that's what I wanted. Let me think. So on tap, we want to do a fire. Okay, so we want to do that. And we have a transaction. And then we do reference. Record from snapshot. That is not what I want. Okay. Got it. Okay, so on tap, this is the on pressed. What we're going to do is we're going to do our reference. So we want our user's reference. Or hold on. Let me see how exactly. On tap, we do the user's reference dot run. No. Oh, we do Firestore instance run transaction. All right, Firestore instance dot run transaction. Right. Oh, that's a transaction handler. So this is actually transaction. And then we have this in here. And we want to make sure that it's asynchronous. Async. Let's see. Let's just comment this out, and we're gonna actually return this. Throw a semicolon. And what we'll do, okay, so we have the transaction, and then what it's saying is we're gonna await for a new snapshot to come back so that we can create it, right? Or is transaction, does it make sense? Record.reference. I think a transaction only makes sense if you're going to, yeah, it might only make sense if you're going to replace one. So now I'm thinking maybe it's users reference dot add You know, I think I'm just probably going to do this the lazy way. So final user map, and we'll just say final map string dynamic, like that. User map is equal to name user or name controller.text age int dot parse, and then we're going to do age controller dot text user map, because I'm just like, I'm kind of over it, honestly. I just want to see this thing work, and I don't even think that we've ran it yet, so that's also a problem. Cancel. We have build errors somewhere. Is it here? There we go. Yeah. Take a look at .add. Now, like, I kind of get what .add is doing, but it was like, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do the run transaction, but I'm thinking like, okay, it doesn't make sense for me to get a new snapshot of the database, because at that point I'm only creating. But if I was updating, then yes, I would want to get a fresh snapshot. But since I'm inserting, it doesn't really matter if I get a fresh snapshot, because this is a new record or a new document. Damn, 2.5 hours. Wasn't supposed to be like this. All right, let's just change that real quick. We'll change it to like 300. It's all right. Whoa, a little bit too much. 250 it is. There we go. All right. So name is now Kenrick. I think I've been calling you by the wrong name. Kenrick. And Kenrick, I'm gonna guess you're 21. That's my guess. And Kenrick gets added. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a dismiss to this. So we can't return that. I actually don't think we need to do a return. Unlike JavaScript, I don't think you need to do a return. What we'll do is we'll say, am I passing the context into this dialog? I believe I should be. Context dot dismiss or dot what is it? Navigate. I think it's navigator. Navigator dot of context dot is it dismiss or pop? It's pop. All right. Yeah. Got it. Thanks. Ooh, it's saving that state. Okay. What we need to do is after we add it, we need to update that users reference. No, not users. Name reference. Name controller dot text dot. Can we remove? Dot. Let's see. Is there a function or do I just set it to empty? Okay, I'll just set it to empty. It's fine with me. I don't care. Age controller dot text dot text is equal to that. Do we want to dispose? Let's think, because it's going away. I don't think we want to dispose, do we? Let's try it. Because then it would essentially set it to null, and I don't want that because I'm not setting it again. See, I'm creating it up here. I'll dispose it, you know, but I feel like that's not the right thing to do. Dot dispose. I feel like this would be bad. Let me just refresh this. So we get a fresh state. All right, and then we're gonna say Xavier. I'm only creating it once because I still need to have a reference to it. Yeah, we need to do this. Let me rebuild that. No, I'm not creating it in the dialogue. I don't feel like I should if I just empty it, because it would be less lines if I do it this way and it's always in state and I don't have to keep creating it every time. I feel like this might be a little bit better if we just hang on to a reference to the controller every time. Maya. Age is 0. Cool. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Yep. All right. So that is Firebase. Cool. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off because I was out here way too long. I told my wife I'd try to keep it short, and I told her that it might go on a little bit longer, but 2.5 hours longer is just like, it's like, damn. So it was great to be able to learn all this stuff. Kenrick, thank you so much for your help. You definitely were giving me some really, really good words of advice. Really appreciate that. I don't even know what this is. Ooh, TensorFlow. Whoa, what is this? AR Core. This is pretty cool. AdMob. Google Maps to a Flutter app. Oh, what? Android TV. I didn't even know that there was a such thing as Android TV. Look at all this stuff. What is this? This is amazing. Basics of TypeScript, basics of Angular. Dude, I could be teaching you guys so much. Google Photos with Flutter. Look at all this stuff that I could learn. Beautiful UIs. What? This is awesome. Holy crap, this is like my new favorite site. I'm not lying, guys. Google is making me pretty happy lately. That's awesome. Oh, this is like the stuff that was released. What? What was it called? Google I/O. Let's see. Yeah, this is I don't see the 2019 stuff, so maybe it's not exactly what I thought it was, but it's still pretty freaking awesome. Look at all this stuff. By category. Yeah, I could just search Flutter stuff. Look at all that. Oh, man. Oh, that would have been useful. Okay. Dude, this is freaking solid. Look at this. Oh, with the likes. So there, I wonder if there's some persistence going on in here. I kind of doubt it though. Add interactivity, changing UI themes. Well done. Kenrick, what did you use to learn Flutter? Apparently, well, I know that you at least know. No, you definitely know Flutter. It's not just Dart. You know Flutter. I thought you were creating it. And don't display. Yeah, Kenrick, what are you using to learn Flutter right now? I'm just curious. Because I'm going to start making courses on a lot of these things. And I'm actually going to make the courses for free too. Or at least a good amount of them are going to be free. Like all the beginner stuff, free for sure. Up and running, free. Bam. First couple apps, bam. Become a developer, bam. That right now I'm sitting on the edge of intermediate and advanced courses being paid. Not sure if I'm gonna have them paid or not. But yeah, okay. This shit needs to be bookmarked right this second. How do I bookmark? How do I bookmark you? No, my God! Oh, there it is. Code Labs. Learning from Google. Vids and docs. The docs are actually pretty solid. A little bit more plain than I would prefer, but they're pretty good. Who do you watch in the videos? And All right, let me actually ask you this, because it doesn't really matter who you watch. What do you feel is missing from the Flutter community? What do you feel is missing from teachers? Like, what aren't teachers showing you in Flutter? Because I might be able to provide that. Like, you know more than me now, but I'm pretty quick at learning stuff. I'm a fast learner, that's for sure. And actually, guys, let me switch back over here to talk to you guys for a sec. Just for a sec. Um, if there's any, if there's any, anybody else in here that wants to participate, feel free. But I'm thinking about making Mondays my mobile days and making Wednesday my web days. So what that means is, like, on Mondays I'll be covering something in mobile, something like Flutter, right? Or like Flutter on iOS and Android, right? And then on Wednesdays I might be doing, maybe I am doing Flutter, but maybe I'm doing it like Flutter for the web, like Hummingbird, right? Or maybe I'm doing Vapor, like Swift, server side Swift. Or maybe I'm doing JavaScript or something like that. So that's kind of my idea right now, is like Monday is going to be mobile. And also, I'm going to be looking into Kotlin for sure. Kotlin for sure. Um, I'm considering React Native, and I'm also considering Xamarin as well. So I'm thinking, like, oh, I could just flip through these different ones and just spend Mondays learning different mobile frameworks, because I really enjoy working on mobile. I don't really enjoy working on front end web that much. I actually prefer server side web stuff. I find it far more interesting than web development, because HTML just kind of sucks. But I might make a website here or there. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Kotlin and React and Xamarin, because I still need to learn. I need to learn Kotlin to a good extent. I have Dart. It's getting there. It's not all the way there yet, but it's getting there. Swift, down packed. Um, I don't know C sharp at all. I don't know C sharp at all. I need to learn that. JavaScript, don't really like working with JavaScript, but I know some JavaScript, and it's really close to Dart. So thinking about bringing all kinds of different tutorials, or like little coding things. But that would be the live stream, and then yeah, there's gonna be a couple other cool things that are on the channel too. But yeah, just something to consider. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I'm way over my limit here. It's already 11. All right, I'm gonna go inside. Go Mimis. Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate the good stuff. Now I know how to do Firebase on Flutter. That is pretty awesome. Next time, probably learn. Soon you won't need web. Well, probably always gonna need web. I want web just because I don't like no, well, Flutter to replace it. Yeah, Flutter's still not on the back end, right? So there's like Dart on the back end, but that's like something completely different. Like, Dart on the back end is not exactly the same thing as Flutter on the back end. I'm also going to be learning Dart on the back end. That's something that I do want to look into. Um, but I was thinking, like, I should probably learn Go. That's what we use at work. It'd be a good opportunity to learn it. But I really don't want to learn it. Like, I don't really like the syntax of Go. Um, looks kind of nasty. Probably gonna learn Python. I really want to learn Python to like that extent. I know a little bit of Python, but not enough to really do anything with it. And it's been like a year and a half since I even wrote anything in Python. So yeah. But yeah, I just want to expand the channel to like different fields. I don't want to just be in Swift anymore. It's still my favorite language, and I think it's the most elegant and probably like the easiest one to get things going. But just like curious, you know? All right. Thanks again. I will catch you guys on the flippity flip. Catch you on the flippity flip. Later. Code passionately. Code passionately.